Jai Shri Ram. Sri Krishna gave 6 Gitas. Most people think that there was only one. And that too, the Bhagavad Gita available in the market contains only 700 shlokas. The truth is, in the original Mahabharata, the Gita contains 745 verses. And another important truth is 46 verses of Sri Krishna have been bowdlerized, expurgated, that means eliminated, removed. And the obvious question is, who gives the right to anybody to remove Krishna's shlokas? So, and who fixed the number at 700? Why is ISKCON also publishing only 700? Gita Press also 700. In some publicly available Bhagavad Gitas, there are 701 shlokas, in which case the first shloka of the 13th chapter is a question posed by Arjuna, which is removed in many others. So 700 are only available. The logic is that the question is either tautological, or Arjuna had no idea what is Kshetrajna. So you cannot be asking a question about a concept which you have no idea of. For example, you don't know what is X, so you would not ask a question what is X, because you have absolutely no idea what is X. So that is the logic, and why that is why the first question of the 13th chapter has been bowdlerized. Bowdlerized. Bowdler, Bowdlerized. Bowdler was the name of a person who translated Shakespeare into easy English, and I believe he edited, removed, expurgated, EXPURGAT, a number of statements of Shakespeare, because he felt it was either bad English or not necessary, and as a result his name became synonymous with this kind of excising, like what the censor board does, you see. So that is how the word bowdlerize, expurgate came into existence. And since I am a GRE teacher, I sometimes cannot resist the temptation to explain words also. But the most important question here is, how can anybody decide to bowdlerize Sri Krishna's statements? Some people try to provide the answer that Adi Shankaracharya fixed the number at 700 to prevent interpolations. The truth is, even in the existing 700, there are some verses which are like interpolations. So that argument is also untenable. Okay. Now, Krishna's 6 Gitas, Bhagavad Gita 745 verses. The actual breakup of the 745, Krishna spoke 620 verses, Arjuna 57, Sanjaya 67, Dhritarashtra 1. This verse, it is called the Gita Mana verse, which occurs in the original Mahabharata. Gita Mana verse. Shata Shatani Savimsani Shlokanam Praha Keshavaha Arjuna Saptapanchashata Saptashatincha Sanjaya Dhritarashtra Shlokamekam Gitaya Manamuchate. Shata Shatani Savimsani. 620 verses by Krishna. Shlokanam Praha Keshavaha. Arjuna Saptapanchashata. That means Arjuna uttered or spoke 57. Saptashatincha Sanjaya. 67 by Sanjaya. Dhritarashtra Shlokamekam. Dhritarashtra spoke only one. Gitaya Manam Uchyate. In the original Mahabharata, for example, M.N. Dutt, 9 volumes, Parimal Publications. You can get that, it is, I think, a volume available for 10,000 in the market. It's 9 volumes. Interestingly, in these 9 volumes, this in the Bhishma Parva Bhagavad Gita occurs. This verse 6.43.4. Please make a note if you are interested in buying that set and doing your own personal research. 6.43.4. Shatashatani Savinsani Shatashatani Savimsani Shlokanam Praha Keshavaha Arjuna Saptapanchashata Saptashatincha Sanjaya Dhritarashtra Shlokamekam Gitaya Manamuchate. Interestingly, M.N. Dutt includes this Gita Gita Mana Shloka, but in his original Mahabharata there are only 700 verses. See, when the Gita Mana verse is included, the whole 745 should be there. So that is a paradoxical situation. Fortunately for us, Dr. E. Vedavyas and Dr. E. Vedavyas from Andhra, 1980 IAS batch. In 1980, I think by 1985 he passed away. He wrote a book in 1980 with the title Ancient Bhagavad Gita, which contains all the 745 verses. Another great scholar is Sunil Kumar Bhattacharya. Sunil Kumar Bhattacharya, he wrote, the title of his book is The Original Bhagavad Gita, again complete with 745 verses. So, I will quickly give you a synopsis of the 6 Gitas that Krishna delivered. The first one is Bhagavad Gita, 745 verses, like I already told you. And then, as soon as Abhimanyu died on the 13th day, he was murdered, and then Arjuna was inconsolable. And all the rishis tried to console him, but Arjuna could not be. Therefore, Krishna spoke to Arjuna and actually took Arjuna to Chandraloka to meet Abhimanyu also. So, Krishna's conversation is called Shanti Gita. Interestingly, Krishna himself calls this Shanti Gita, and it is 345 verses. This Shanti Gita was actually narrated by Shantavrata, Rishi Shantavrata to Janmejaya's son Shatanika. Janmejaya, you should know, is the grandson of Arjuna. Arjuna, Abhimanyu, Parikshit, Janmejaya, great grandson, right? And Janmejaya's son was Shatanika. So the Shanti Gita has 345 verses, in which 275 verses were uttered by Krishna, Sri Krishna. So, if you invite me for a talk, I will, within maybe 3 hours, give you the summary of all the 6 Gitas. That is the mission of my life now. Because nobody can, we need not have very lengthy discussions. Krishna himself says in Uttara Gita, Ananta Shastram Bahuvedittavyam Alpascha Kalam Bhavascha Vigna Yatsara Bhutam Tadupasitavyam Hamso Yada Kshiramivambu Mishram. Krishna himself advises us, life is too short and there is too much to study, therefore just take the gist and move, keep doing your work. So I will give you the saram, the quintessence, the gist. So the second one is called Shanti Gita. Then the third one is, it is Kama Gita. Again, Krishna uttered Kama Gita as an advice to Yudhishthira. That is immediately after the war, when the obsequies were being performed, funeral rites. Yudhishthira is told by Kunti Devi that Karna is his elder brother. So Yudhishthira becomes inconsolable, and then he curses all womankind that they will never be able to keep a secret. And then Yudhishthira decides that he is going to take up sannyasa, he doesn't want the kingdom, and all the drama starts. All the rishis try to advise, but of no avail. So Krishna's conversation with Yudhishthira, that is called Kama Gita. That is the smallest of the 6 Gitas that Krishna delivered. It has only 22 verses. Okay. Next, Anugita. Anugita is about several years after the war, when Krishna decides that he will go back to Dwarka. Arjuna asks for a revision of the Gita. So Krishna chides him, reprimands him, and then says, you should not have forgotten. But anyway, I will tell you. And in this Anugita, there are 1040 verses, which is actually not a verbatim repetition of Bhagavad Gita, but a completely different thing. The Sara, the essence is always the same. It is actually 3 ancient dialogues which Krishna narrates. One dialogue is between a Brahmana, whose name was Kashyapa. So Kashyapa is actually indulging in a soliloquy and also telling the rishis. And then Janaka Maharaja, the father of Sita Devi, and another Brahmin by name Kashyapa. And then the third conversation is Janaka Maharaja with his wife Sunayana, the mother of Sitamma. So these three ancient dialogues are reproduced, related, narrated by Sri Krishna, and that is called Anugita, 1040 verses. Okay. Next, Uttara Gita. Now, some more time elapsed, and Krishna said, "Okay, I am leaving to Dwarka." Then I believe Arjuna asked for one more revision. Then again Krishna reprimands and then delivers what is called the Uttara Gita, 122 verses, only 122. So that's also very, very interesting. All of them are very interesting. After all, Krishna's words are always sweet. Then Krishna leaves, and finally, when Krishna Avatara is over, Krishna is leaving to Vaikuntham. His cousin and disciple and friend and devotee Uddhava asks Krishna for knowledge and how to acquire moksha. That conversation occurs in the Bhagavatam and it is called Uddhava Gita. It is the biggest of all the Gitas delivered by Krishna. It has 1100 verses. Okay. Interestingly, in this Uddhava Gita, Krishna declares that he himself is Hanuman. Kim Purushanam Hanuman. Interesting, isn't it? So if you are worshipping Hanuman, you are actually worshipping Krishna only. Kim Purushanam Hanuman. So this is briefly the summary of all the six, and if you invite me, I'll be very glad to come down and we can have a thorough discussion which will at least cover the essence of all the six Gitas that Krishna uttered. Jai Shri Ram.